Well, hello, Dixie Belle paint fans. How are you today? It is Melissa coming to you live every 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. I am here to do some live painting, sit on the floor and play with paint. So welcome, how are you today? How's everything going? If you don't know me, my name is Melissa. I am the owner and artist at the Top Drawer RVA located in Richmond, Virginia, and I am a brand ambassador here with Dixie Belle. I love color, I love whimsy, and I love to get super messy and kind of have some fun. So I'm glad you're here for the ride. Welcome. Shall we jump in? What do you say? You want to play with some paint? Let's see what is on the agenda today. So if you were with me last week, we were painting a base for a Mad Hatter vanity. Did you get to go over to my page and follow along and see the final? Because if you didn't, it's sitting right behind me and it's super fabulous. And I'm going to show you just because I can, and I'm very proud of it. It turned out very, very beautiful. So last week I showed you how to do an ombre blended finish to create the backdrop for this little crazy behind me. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she gorgeous? Look, that is a Would You Bend in the middle right there. That has some gorgeous moonshine metallics and gold digger. I have steel magnolia, I have black, I have white, I have vintage duck egg, haint blue, antebellum blue. I mean, it's all of the things. It's all of the things, and it's super, super great. And it has a matching mirror. And look at the bottom. There's cheetah. I even did cheetah print. I mean, I had to take it to another level. It was already there. So that is what we worked on last week. It is finished. It is fabulous. And I have a new project for today. So let's jump in. And by the way, if you want to catch this, you have to go to my Facebook page. You can watch the whole thing painted live. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's a really good piece. It's a lot of fun. All right. So today we are going to go over here. Hi, Rima. How are you? I have the weirdest little vintage telephone table that I've probably ever seen. It's super weird, which meant I had to buy it. I like weird furniture. I like to do crazy and wild finishes, but it's even better when the piece is super weird, like this thing, and it makes me kind of go all out. So today we are going to get a little Halloween spooky in here. What do you think? It's October. I'm feeling a little Halloweenish. I'm feeling a little fall. And I thought that maybe the influence for this piece will be Mad Hatter with a twist. I like to kind of make things up as I go along. This is going to be a Tim Burton inspired weird and wacky table, because look at the feet. Can you see those feet down here? Look at those claw feet. They have the ball, they have the claw, they have the creepy toenails. Super weird, super creepy. So let's make it even creepier. Let's spook it up in here. What do you say? Shall we? All right, so here we go. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see a little bit better. Don't be distracted by the cuteness behind me. That vanity is so adorable. I just sit in here and look at it. I absolutely love it. It's fabulous. So today, this is the plan. I'll give you the once over and then we're going to jump into painting. You ready? We are going to go purple. So we have gorgeous, gorgeous aubergine. Then we have amethyst. Amethyst is this gorgeous purple color, a little bit lighter. Then we're going to jump into lucky lavender, even lighter. We're going to do an ombre purple base. I'm going to take this drawer and we're going to paint it holy guacamole, because who doesn't like green and purple? They go together perfectly. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They're like such complementary colors and they always look super good together. So I haven't decided on the top. And as always, when I'm painting with you here live on the Dixie Belle paint page, I let you help me pick my colors. We work on projects together. We get to design and create and do fabulous things. So the top of this piece actually has a fitted piece of glass, and then it's going to sit right on top. My thoughts are, for the top, I could stain this colonial black gel stain, accent this gorgeous scalloped ridge in moonshine metallics and gold, or I could do like some stripes. I don't know. Your job today, as you're watching, as we design this piece together, is to think about what we're going to do to the top and fill me in the details below. All right? You're going to help me, like always, design my pieces. And they turn out better that way. It's always better when there's a whole group involved, right? So let's start with the base. Can we see the feet? Can everybody see these feet? Do I have to push you back even further? I hate moving the camera all around, but I want to make sure you can see all of the parts. All right, so this ombre base is going to go from dark to light. To begin with, this piece was dirty as heck. If you want to see how dirty it was, you need to go over to my Instagram and see my stories from today because ew, gross, so dirty. I had to white lightning the heck out of it, clean it, scrub it, wash it, and now it is clean. No piece is ever ready for paint until you've cleaned with white lightning. It is definitely a needed thing. Hey, Mr. Mike, I see you watching. Glad you could join me today. So I have cleaned this piece very thoroughly with white lightning. That included the interior as well as the drawer because stinky, gross, needed to be done. Make sure that you take that extra time when you're doing your pieces to clean the bottoms, the backs, the sides, do all of it. Clean it all because who knows where this lived? Although I do know because I picked it up from auction last week and it wasn't very clean. So it's clean, it's ready for paint. I did not prime other than cleaning with white lightning. This is a dark piece. These are dark colors. I'm not worried about bleed through. I'm just going to jump right in. Let's do it. Let's begin, y'all. I have a couple brushes on the floor, and the rule for doing a kind of a blended ombre finish is to make sure that you have a brush for each color, okay? So these little roller wheels, you see somebody asking, I should have jumped in and told you at the beginning, they are from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight is a local kind of a hardware store, and you can get them. They're just furniture movers, little furniture dollies. You can find them all over the place. No worries. Dixie Belle should bring them on because I swear I get a question for every video. If you're listening, Dixie Belle, maybe you should sell them. All right, here we go. A brush for each color. This brush has been dampened with a little bit of water. If you didn't damp it to begin with, you can always use your spray misting bottle filled with water and damp your brush. Why do we dampen our brushes? Well, it helps the paint go that little bit further and it allows you to get that just little bit further amount of paint off of your brush, as well as it helps me get in all these details. And on the second coat, when we work on the second coat together, you will see that it helps eliminate all of your brush strokes and helps you really have that smooth, beautiful finish. So I'm gonna start on these creepy little feet, because that's what they are. That little ball and claw thing, super creepy to me. But that's okay, we're gonna fly with it. We're gonna go and creep it up. We're gonna take this table to a whole nother spooky level. And it's gonna be fun and fabulous, and it'll be finished just in time for Halloween. So I'm gonna take this beautiful aubergine and paint it kind of up the base, all right? What you're not gonna see me do, which I will do off camera, is paint the back of this tiny table. Because it is small, you never know where it's gonna live. I feel like it might need the back painted just for a finishing touch. So I will come in after off camera and paint the entire back, all right? So, taking my gorgeous aubergine, which is always one of my favorite colors to use because it's so thick and delicious. It always covers, it's almost like a one coat coverage. This is one of those paint colors, you guys, that has that ability to just go and go and go. You don't need a ton of paint. These little 16 ounce last forever in aubergine because it just covers really well, covers really easily. And this is kind of some thirsty old wood. So whenever the wood is kind of dried out and kind of old like this, it sucks in the paint. It just sucks right in, and it'll dry really fast too. So I'm gonna do all 4 legs in this really pretty amethyst. And if I can get them dry, sorry, I don't wanna bang into my mic and make noise. If I can get them dry enough, we're also going to black wax them with the new gemstone mousse that's coming soon, releasing, I believe, next month. I've got some black and some red, which are gonna look smoking hot on these little purple legs. Just wait and see. We gotta get it dry enough. So that's why I'm starting on the bottom first, work my way up here. And if I can get these feet dry enough, I'm gonna show you how to accent with the new gemstone mousse, and it's fabulous. It's got the perfect amount of shimmer and the perfect amount of creaminess. It's like a mix between paint and wax. It's super cool, super cool. So I'm gonna put my glasses on. If I miss your questions or comments, I will come back in and watch when I'm finished and answer them. But I am lucky enough to have Dixie Belle on here to help me with any questions that people might have today. So if you have any questions while I'm working, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I will try and get to them. If not now, for sure, after the video is over. All right, so there you go. So we've got some funky purple legs going on. What do you think? Super cute. Hi, Josephine, how are you? All right, look, so cute, right? Can you see how adorable they are with this little super weird little ball and claw foot? I mean, this is the inspo for the whole entire piece. I don't know if you, when you plan a piece, try and find something that inspires you with what you're gonna do, what you're gonna design. But I love my job and I love painting live with everybody here on Dixie Belle every Wednesday. So I go out and look for pieces that are gonna work for me, painting live, that you might kind of get a kick out of. And these feet were super fancy pants. So we're gonna spook it up. We're gonna make it totally scary today. We're gonna go Halloween style. Halloween style. Watching from the Canary Islands, aren't you lucky? Oh my gosh, that would be fabulous. How's your weather? It's probably gorgeous. I am located in Richmond, Virginia. It is a beautiful fall day here. It's nice and quiet. There's no kids home. Chances are puppy dog could come in here. It always happens. Somebody comes in. All right, so let's move along to the next color. So when you're doing an ombre blend, you're going to find that it's very easy to pull colors together when they are close to each other on the color wheel. If you know what I mean, that means that when you take a color like a deep dark purple and you just pick a tone lighter and then a tone lighter than that and then a tone lighter than that, your job with blending becomes super duper easy. Super duper easy. You're gonna find that you're making your job easy. It's gonna be fast. You're not gonna have any hard lines to work with. It's all just gonna come together very seamlessly. So I like to stick within the same color palette when I'm doing like a little ombre blend, and that just helps me make this job super easy. Plus the fact is I want this purple, probably thinking that black colonial on the top, and then some gold here. We could come in here later and do some stripes. I could add some stripes or transfers. You never know how crazy this could get. So if you're gonna follow the whole journey of this entire piece, you're gonna have to come over to my Facebook page and come over, follow and like me, and we will design it together. It'll be a lot of fun, all right? So the next color we're gonna use today is called Amethyst. Amethyst is this gorgeous, bright purple color. Super vibrant, very Tim Burton, very Halloween. I am not going to mix my colors on the first go. What I'm gonna do is just lay these colors down in the position that they're gonna live in. And then on the second coat, that's when I will come in and blend these colors together. By laying them down and just kind of planning your piece, deciding on where these colors should go, allows you to kind of decide if you like what you're doing. You know, it gives you that time, that minute to kind of step back and go, I should bring this up higher, I should bring that down lower. It's really helpful in the design process to lay the things out so that you can see. Step back a little bit, have a peek at what you're doing, making sure that your agenda, the original plan that you came up with, works for you. And if it doesn't, that's totally okay. Like on the piece behind me, I was stuck on those middle drawers. I was really stuck with what I was going to do. And I added the stripes and I thought, ugh, I hate them. I don't like them. I got kind of stuck with this vision in my head that wasn't matching with what I was painting. But once I sat back and looked at it a little bit, it's now like my totally favorite part. You have to really play with your paint, play with your design, and see what you like. There's no rules in painting. I tell people this all the time. There's no rules. You're the boss of you when it comes to designing and laying out your piece. You're being an artist. Why stress out about, you know, the small stuff? It's just paint. If it sucks when you're done with it, paint over top of it. It's not hard. I do it a lot. Plus, hello, who else is painting a purple inspired crazy Tim Burton piece? I mean, I feel like sometimes my pieces are a little bit out there. But that's okay. I want them to be. This is what makes my heart happy, playing with color and having fun with my paint, because life is pretty boring otherwise, right? Pretty boring. All right, so I'm gonna move this paint out of the way so I don't step on it, sit on it, the usual mess that happens, and pop in and see. Let's see. Thank you very much, Amber. You know what? I love creating furniture. I love creating something a little bit out of the ordinary because, like I said, you would be bored without color in your life, right? Right. All right, so let's see. So far we have gorgeous amethyst and aubergine together, not blended, just sitting where they're gonna live. You can see the difference in the legs, in this beautiful kind of depth of color of the aubergine, how it's really covering well with one coat. The lighter you go, the more coats of paint it's going to take on any project. The lighter colors that you end up choosing, the more coats of paint you're going to end up doing. It's just kind of the rule of paint. The darker it is, kind of the less paint you use. So more than likely I will be adding a second coat to this, and we're gonna jump up here now into this beautiful Lucky Lavender. Look at that color. So pretty, right? So here's the deal. I am going to overlap this edge because I know that this trim piece will be Moonshine Metallics and Gold Digger, which won't happen now. It's going to have to be dry, but this is not a bad base for Moonshine Metallics and Gold Digger because it's a light color. It will be much easier to paint over top of this than it would for me to be painting right over top of this dark wood color. Metallics are a color and something that you have to build up in layers, all right? So don't be stressed out when I get messy and I paint over top of this little lip. There is a method behind the madness. And the method will be gorgeous Gold Digger over this whole entire really pretty trim, this little pie scallop trim. But how cute is this little vintage table, right? Super weird. I don't know. I really get a kick out of furniture that has like really zero purpose other than to be super pretty. Because you know that this is a telephone table and nobody has a telephone anymore, let alone a telephone that would have to sit up here with your phone book. We have the internet now, thank goodness, and we don't need that anymore. So this piece has kind of become a little bit obsolete with its, I don't know, with its originality, with what it was supposed to be. It's no longer a telephone table. It's going to be a gorgeous accent table. All right, so let's see. I'm going to lightly come up here because this piece, remember there's a piece of glass that goes up here. So when I possibly stain this, which I think is, I've made my executive decision, I think I will gel stain this top in black. This piece is still going to be gold in the front. So I'm going to have to tape off the edge when I do my gel stain and then do the gel stain on the top. The gel stain will not happen right now because, like I said, the edge will have to be taped. Plus, I just totally made up my mind right now. I didn't have a plan. I don't have it close by. It's actually in the she shed. I was working outside all day today in this gorgeous weather. So what are we thinking so far? Are you digging this inspired Tim Burton-ish piece? What do I do in here? Do I go bright and purple in the interior? Do I go black? I have one of the gorgeous new silk paints sitting here on the floor with me. Have you guys heard about silk paint yet? Silk paint is the new all-in-one mineral paint by Dixie Belle. It's a brand new line of paint that we'll be releasing coming in the new year in the United States of America. It's available currently in Australia, New Zealand, and I believe parts of the UK. It has a built-in primer and basically a really slick kind of a top coat. It's not the same as the regular chalk mineral paint. I've used a sample of it already and it is very buttery and very fabulous, but this is a gorgeous kind of a dark graphite it looks like Midnight Sky, if you know what Midnight Sky looks like, but it's called Black Sands. I was thinking that I might do black in the interior. Should I do black in the middle? I should do green in the middle? Y'all, that might be too much. Because remember, the drawer is going to be green. That's going to be the green accent with probably gold stripes. So I feel like this has to either be really bright or really dark. What do y'all think? Should I go black or should I go amethyst? I think those are my options. I think those are my color choices for the interior. I don't know. Y'all know I just make this stuff up as I go along. So let's turn it around, work on the last side, and then we're going to blend some colors. Sorry, I'm being a chatty Cathy today. I missed y'all. I missed my friends. You think I should go dark? Well, the other option is adding a transfer on the inside on top of whatever I paint, because I do have a Hocus Pocus transfer sitting on the floor beside me with some beautiful red roses, kind of spooky looking. I'm thinking that I could be adding this kind of floral thing in the interior on top of whatever color I do. Would that be too much on purple? You think it should be in black? Cynthia says the new black. I like Cynthia. She's a big supporter of Dixie Belle. I see her on here all the time. So you know what? Maybe I'll listen to Cynthia. All right, Cynthia, you got me. I'll do the black. Okay, so now we have three colors on the exterior of this piece. We have Lucky Lavender, Amethyst, and the gorgeous Aubergine. I'm going to look at the piece now and see where I need to add more paint. I can tell by looking at the legs that they are fine. My one coat of Aubergine on the legs is completely adequate for what's happening down here coverage-wise. Can you see how well that covered? There's no missing spots. I don't see any streaks. It's looking entirely like it's good to go. And yes, I'm sitting on the floor in my bare feet. This is where I hang out, y'all. This is like my favorite place. On the floor, getting messy with paint. So I know now that I am going to add a second coat of this beautiful amethyst. So let's go in here and add this second coat. I'm going back to the amethyst brush, and I'm just gonna lay down the paint for the second coat, okay? Because it needed that tiny bit more coverage. I'm going to do this all the way around the piece. The reason that I'm doing it, this is gonna get harder to turn. How are we gonna do this? The reason that I'm doing it all the way around the piece is because I don't wanna contaminate my brush yet. I'm gonna be ombreing, blending these colors together, right? So in order to blend these colors together, I need to make sure that the original place where I'm laying this color is not gonna be contaminated with a bunch of different crazy colors of paint. So I should probably paint, do I paint this little lip? I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint it. See, making stuff up as I go along. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get in here and paint this little lip. That means I'm gonna need my Lucky Lavender on the top lip too, because we're gonna have to blend that. Which means I'm probably gonna have to paint this little piece too, right? Right, is the way that it goes. Let's lay these colors down. Good call, Cynthia, on doing the interior of the black. I think there's gonna be enough crazy going on on this piece, because I like the crazy, but there's gonna be enough of it going on that I don't need to make it super bright, right? I just need to keep it somewhat not crazy. All right, so let's add the second coat of amethyst over here. And we will start to blend. What do you say? Sound like a plan? I've lost my glasses, surprise. And we'll see what everybody's saying. Hi, Janet, how are you? You know what, I'm gonna tell you something, a little secret of mine. I like a side table because I like to be bold with my color. Not every piece that I paint can be as crazy as this one. It's as big as that. If you paint every single piece that's like a giant piece of furniture, these crazy colors, it's gonna be a hard sell. You know, not everybody is going to want to put this in their home if it's a big giant piece. So the smaller and weirder the table, the more crazy and colorful it's gonna get. And besides the fact that I really like to have something small that I can move around and show you what I'm doing when I'm teaching, I find a very big piece when I'm teaching online furniture painting very hard to maneuver. I like to keep it small so that I can keep control. Plus, I'm a really big klutz, y'all. You know how many times stuff falls over on me? I sit and paint, something crazy happens. I would like a nice tiny piece that if it falls over, I can pick it up by myself. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stuck and y'all are watching me, so that would be crazy. These little wheelies are from Harbor Freight. They're furniture movers, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go back to my aubergine brush. Now, you're going to need to keep some paper towel on the floor. I'm legit sitting on my paper towel. Let's take a piece of paper towel and blot off some of the excess amount of paint, okay? Because you don't want a ton of paint on your brush. And I almost pulled the microphone down. See, accidents happen when I'm live all the time. I just gotta roll with it, gotta roll. All right, so we have my mini and I've blotted it off. This is my aubergine brush. I'm not going to spray the piece because I don't want that paint to run down. I will lightly spray my brush and look how far up I'm gonna hold it. Remember the trick? I teach you guys this every week. I like to hold my brush further down on my hand so that I gather more control of what I'm doing and I can pull these two colors together. Because these two colors are so close in the color palette, how easy was that? That blend right now is just like disappears. So good, right? So let's do it on the other side. Let's take off some of this paint on my paper towel, spray my brush, and let's pull these two colors together. This gorgeous amethyst and super pretty aubergine. I think next to blue, purple might be my favorite color. Purple was always my favorite color growing up. I had like a purple room. Surprise. Had a purple room. All right, so now you can see how these colors have kind of faded into each other. Can you see that? I know it's dark because the colors themselves are dark. If I turn it towards the light, can you see that fade? Really pretty, right? Really easy to do. By working with colors that are close together in the color palette, by making sure that you have them there, you can just pull them together that much easier, okay? All right, let's turn it. Let's work on the front. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder because this is a tinier piece of furniture, right? When you're working on a tinier section, it just becomes a little bit harder. It's still doable. It's still doable. It's just a little fussier. Again, though, super easy, right? Super fast, super easy. Let's continue on. I'm having a hard time turning this. I'm going to blot off my brush and my paper towel. I'm going to wet it again. It's feeling a little dry. And we're going to just pull those two colors together. Can you start to see my Tim Burton crazy starting to happen on here? It's going to be a lot of fun. Emily from Weatherheart Designs did a really cute little one a couple months ago. Very Tim Burton inspired. Hers is really pretty too. Okay, again, pulling these two colors. All I'm doing is keeping that light hand, feathery strokes. If you feel your brush starting to drag, blot it off, spray it again with that water, and you can keep moving along. And keep pulling these two colors together. See, now by the end, so I've gone all the way around the table, these two colors are definitely pulled together easily, but they're definitely on my brush. I'm going to pull it down a little bit more right there so it just kind of blends that easier. What do you think? Cuteness, right? Easy and cute. You can do this. Blending is not hard. You just need to keep it simple. By keeping those two colors really close together, this job is very easy. All right, what's in the sprayer? This is just water. The paint is almost like it's easier to pull together and blend when you keep a damp brush. I'm not spraying my piece because I don't want the paint to run down. I'm spraying my brush to keep it movable and be able to pull those two colors together. This tool is a necessity when you're blending any kind of color palette, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna put my brush down and we're gonna move along into mixing these two colors. So now I'm looking at this, I can see that my Lucky Lavender needs a second coat. So remember, we're gonna do the second coats first so that you're not contaminating your brush with tons of mixed up paint, because that'll happen, y'all. That will happen. I feel like this brush is a little bit wet. I did a lot of painting today. Let me blot out my paint. Okay, so now I'm gonna walk this table around. See, almost lost it. Almost lost the table. If this was a giant buffet, I would be toast. That's why I keep it small. That's why I like the small tables, because I'm accident prone. All right, so let's just add this beautiful second color, Lucky Lavender. Getting it down where it's gonna live. And then we will blend the next two colors together. How we doing? We still hanging in? Are you liking this so far? This is my favorite way to paint. Colorful, whimsical, and making it up as I go along, right? Okay, so now we have my Lucky Lavender has had a nice even second coat. I can tell by looking at this, it doesn't need more paint. What I'm going to do is decide now, do you want to pull up the dark or do you want to pull the light down? Well, it's pretty dark on the base, which tells me I kind of want to keep this darkness going up. So I'm going to go back to this brush, which is my Amethyst brush, okay? I'm going to blot it off because there's a lot of paint on there. I use a lot of paint, y'all. I'm not a clean painter. I'm a messy kind of a girl. So now that this brush has been blotted off, I'm going to pull these two colors together. I always seem to blend almost like in a circular fashion when I pull two colors together. I don't like this straight across stuff. So you're going to see that my ends usually come up higher than my middle. It's just a personal preference. You can blend however you like. So now that my brush has been blotted, I'm going to lightly spray it because I don't want it to run and ruin all this other hard work that I've done I'm going to hold it closer to the bristles for the control, and I'm going to use light feathery strokes, okay? Light feathery strokes. And this by all means is not done on this just one brush. I'm going to switch brushes, okay? We're going to go back and forth between my Lucky Lavender and my Amethyst. And I can see this little lip right here needs a kind of extra little touch for the blending. Again, if you feel like your brush gets too much paint on it, blot it off on that paper towel. Keep a paper towel on the floor, keep a scrap rag on the floor, something that you can use as your tool to get rid of the excess amount of paint. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit more in the middle, just a touch, because I don't like that straight across line. Okay, so now I can tell that these two colors are starting to pull together nicely. My brush is dragging a little bit. That means I need to add a little bit more water. I think I might even bring it up higher. I'm kind of liking this little curve that's happening right here. Okay, so now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back to my blotted off Lucky Lavender brush, okay? This is where I'm not going to start here. I'm going to start up here because this brush is going to pull these two colors together. Now that I've done kind of the hard work with the darker color, the lighter color is where this is just going to kind of blend and finish it off. Super light touch, y'all. Very, very tiny light touch. When you're blending, you're not pushing, you're not jabbing, you're feathering. You're feathering your touch onto the piece, okay? And voila. What do we think? Super cute little fade, right? So, aubergine, amethyst, Lucky Lavender. All three purples go together very easily. This is something that even a beginner can achieve. You just need to know that you keep a separate brush for each color and that you are going to use a misting bottle filled with water and you are going to work lightly. Oh, I just put my hand in the paint, right? Of course you did. Of course you did. All right, let's work on the front. I'm going to angle it to me, okay? Sorry, can you still see? Because I want to kind of see what's going to be happening in here. So I'm going to blot off my brush and I'm going to go back to my darker color. Light, light, light touch. I actually feel like there's too much junk on this paint. I'm going to spray it and get even more of the Lucky Lavender off. I might even get a whole new brush. No, let's just finish what we started here. Okay, so now this is going to be harder because I have to get into this little kind of bottom half of the thing. Okay, I'm going to grab my round medium and I'm just going to use this as my buffer. There's nothing on this brush, y'all. Nothing. I'm just using it as kind of like my buffer to really, really get those two colors together because small little spots like this are harder to blend. The tinier the space, the harder the blend. Okay, think about that. You don't want to be blending on spindles on a chair because y'all are going to lose your mind. It's really not fun. All right, so I'm going to put this brush down. I'm going to go back to my Lucky Lavender brush. All right, let's see what we can do here. Again, without trying to mess up what I just did on the side. I don't want to overlap. Light, light hand. And I'm going to go back to that naked brush. Up, down, left, right, whatever works for you. I have to go back to the darkest brush, which is my Amethyst. I feel like I want to bring it up a little bit more. It's a little low compared to the side. This is where those giant arm muscles come from. Blending, blending. This is my workout. Right? This is why I don't go to the gym, so I tell myself. Okay, one more time with the naked brush, which remember means there's literally no paint on this. I'm just using it as my kind of pulling together medium for these tiny little spots. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with this. Let me turn it towards you so you can see. See? now these little ombre colors have come up. They've come up on the interior and on the edges here too. That's the hardest it's gonna get, y'all. When on those tiny spots, this is as hard as it, whoa, this is as hard as it's gonna get. Whoa, just back. Okay, one more slide, one more little spot, and then we'll open up the silk paint and we'll play with that a little bit. What do you say? We still hanging in? We still having fun? Okay, I'm going to spray my brush and get off that paint because there is a lot of junk on this brush. And I'm going to start again. Now remember, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Remember how I brought this color up a little bit higher? I need to do the same thing to this side. You can't do, well, you can do whatever you want. But if you like continuity on the sides of your pieces like me, let's change it to that. If you like continuity, you need to think about these things when you go from one side to the other. If you don't care, well then you can do whatever you like. It doesn't really matter. You can go back and forth however you want to do it. I feel the brush dragging a little bit, back to my water. Okay, back and forth, remember? Back and forth with the colors to get the blend that you want. And I'm actually probably gonna stripe the sides with some gold. So even though this ombre is looking delicious and lovely, it doesn't even matter because I'm gonna be putting gold stripes over top of it. I'm good. Stop when you're ahead, when you're blending. If you like what you've done, quit it. Because if you keep fussing and pushing stuff around, it's gonna make it worse. That's my hot tip of the day. Stop when you're ahead. This way you always know that you're getting kind of that minute to step back, look at what you're doing. Okay, I like this. I like it. It's an easy blend. What are you thinking? Thank you, Linda. I am working with 3 brushes and I did add a 4th because this brush was naked. It had no paint on it. This is the round large and I just used that to kind of buff the 2 colors on that really small part together because working on a tiny little section becomes very difficult to get. What? See, I'm losing tables all over the place around here. It's because I think that the legs are probably not 100% even. So they need to fit in the little hole, not on the edge. So now I can see this kind of really fun little ombre blend. Remember, we're going to do the drawer front in green. Let's do that now. Let's get this part done so that we can start to think about what we're going to do with the rest of it. What do you say? You're still hanging out? We're still good? You're enjoying this? Thank you, Gemma. If it wasn't for the table falling over 5 times, I would enjoy it too. But you know, we're all a work in progress. It is what it is. I know I'm accident prone. I just have to live with it. Let's see. Run the pot under hot water. I must have missed something. Maybe somebody said they can't open their can of paint. So I am putting lids back on my paint because I'm done with these colors for now. And I don't want to spill them. So let's put the lids on and move them out of the way. I'm going to move my brushes to the side and I'm actually just going to spray them with water for a minute so that they stay a little bit wet so that when I clean them, it will be easier to clean. All right, so we are going to move into the drawer front now. So I like to accent my drawers. I like to make the drawers always a little bit different than what's going on with the piece. I feel like they are the place where you can get a little bit crazy, even though this is already crazy, right? We're going to get even more crazy. So I'm going to take a brand new brush and we are going to do some holy guacamole. Who's painted with holy guacamole before? It's a gorgeous green. I think people are afraid of holy guacamole and they should not be because it is gorgeous. It is one of my most favorite colors. I use this a lot when I paint my scenes in nature. I use it a lot for grass and the meadows on my pieces. All right, so how am I gonna do this where I can show you what I'm doing? Can you see? Let's move up this way. Perfection, let's see. All right, we are going to, the rollers don't want to stay in the tarp, probably, because it's the wrong way around, because why would I have it the right way up? This is the drawer for the piece. I am going to paint it in holy guacamole as my accent color. We're gonna just put this on. I have not primed this. All that's on this drawer has been cleaned with white lightning. That's the only thing that's going on with that. Holy guacamole is a fairly dark color. I'm not worried about bleed through. And it is going to look fabulous. It'll probably need 2 coats, which means that I cannot do my stripes right now to show you that I would be striping it in gold, which would be my Moonshine Metallics and Gold Digger. but we can at least get one coat of paint on here, right? And I can show you kind of my plan of how it's going to look on the piece. This is my flat medium brush. This one's taken a beating. It's not as flat as it once was. This is why I like a flat medium brush, y'all. When you take the edges, I've not taped this off. A flat medium brush allows you to paint super easy cut line. Super easy. It is by far my favorite brush, and I know Dixie Belle brushes are no longer available this week. They were available on Monday, but they are restocking as fast as they can due to COVID and issues. They are handmade. These synthetic brushes are completely handmade, and they have had a bit of a disruption in the chain of brushes. But here's the deal. Go to Tools. I linked a link above my head. Go to the Dixie Belle Paint page, go to Tools, and find the brushes. At the bottom where it says sold out, take a minute to fill in your email. What's going to happen is they are going to send you an email when the brushes come back in stock, and you can lickety-split go and buy as many as you like. And don't be like me, because on Monday when they notified me that they were back in stock, I was having a nap, feeling kind of lazy, and I was like, I'll just wait until my nap is finished and then I'll order some brushes. Bad idea, because they were already sold out. They are a hot commodity. Everybody loves some Dixie Belle brushes. So go sign up on their email to be notified when they come back in stock, and then they will tell you and you can order them, because I know you need your brushes. I mean, I need brushes. Everybody needs brushes right now. It is what it is. Everybody's disrupted due to COVID. You know, this coverage actually isn't that bad. I might be okay with one coat. We will see. So now you can see this gorgeous, gorgeous holy guacamole. So pretty, right? Such a pretty color. Should we put it in so you can see what it looks like? I'm not going to shut it because then everything's going to get messed up. But now you can see my game plan for this little Tim Burton inspired piece. We've got this gorgeous holy guacamole. We've got Lucky Lavender, Amethyst, Aubergine. We're going to add gold. It's going to get crazy in here. Crazy. Let's paint the interior, shall we? It's not 100% dry on the edge where I did this here. So don't judge me if I only paint to here. Wait till that dries and then cover that later. But I think I'm going to have to paint this whole entire spot. So we will just do the interior bottoms so that I can give you the DL, the down low, on the new Silk Mineral Paint, which everybody's dying to get their hands on. I know they are. I was dying to get my hands on it. But as a brand ambassador, I do get to try some things, and I'm very lucky and thankful and grateful to Dixie Belle for letting me try new things and getting to play with some paint, because it's my jam, y'all. It is my jam. So why is Silk Mineral Paint different than regular chalk mineral paint? Because this is all in one. So they are promoting this as a built-in primer and kind of a built-in top coat. When I painted with this last week, I found that one coat of paint, and I was using a light color. I was using a color called Conch, which is very close to tea rose. And usually light colors mean you have to add more coats of paint. I was able to paint my entire piece in one coat, and you do not get to use water. You don't have to use water. Your brush is not supposed to be dampened. You're supposed to use a dry brush, and you can use this as a gorgeous kind of one color, all in one paint. So there you go. If you wanted to learn more about this paint, because it is going to be coming to the United States very soon, I believe first quarter of next year, they told us today in tea time, that this will be released in the United States in 20 colors. They are all gorgeous and matte and very Hampton colors, very posh colors. It will be coming, and you will be able to get it from your local Dixie Belle retailer, all right? So, Silk all-in-one paint is different than Dixie Belle's regular chalk mineral paint, but they're both fabulous, and I think you should try everything. So I'm going to show you the coverage, okay? I'm going to show you how it goes on. The color we're going to play with today is called Black Sands. Remembering that this is not available yet, right? This is a newbie. I'm giving you all a sneak peek. And we are going to play with some paint. Okay, so they recommend for the new Silk paint that your brushes do not have to be dampened. This one happens to be damp because I painted all day today. So it is a little bit damp. Let me take a piece of paper towel and suck up some of the extra moisture out of my brush so that it's not too damp. When you paint with silk mineral paint, they are suggesting that you stay a little bit more smooth, okay? Ooh, just hit the top. Because it is a all-in-one paint, it is a self-leveling paint, but it is recommended to be kind of like you are painting a little bit neater, because it's going to be done after one coat most likely versus the other paint that might need more than one. So you can see me painting on here right now. The coverage is crazy good. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I'm going to bring it in close so you can see how good that coverage is. I know I'm painting inside of a dark interior. That is one quick little brush of a minimum amount of paint, and the coverage is very, very good. You are going to get away with less painting, I think. I really do. I think it's going to be great for beginners because it's easy to use and it's kind of mistake proof. So I'm using a flat medium brush and I'm just coating this on with one coat. I'm staying in the direction, kind of one direction versus back and forth. And let me just get in the corners over here. Sorry about my arm and my back to you, but this is a strange position to be painting in. But this beautiful silk mineral paint is very buttery. It's very soft, and I really think you're gonna like it. So start saving your pennies now, because everybody's gonna be shopping. Everybody's gonna be shopping in the new year and wanting to try this new paint. All right, so this is where I'm gonna stop, only because it's super awkward for me to shove my hand in and do this on camera. I don't want to, have my back towards you. So now you can see how fast and how easy that coverage is. What do you think? Super fun, right? Super good. So let's just do a quick little recap, shall we, of all the fun things we did today? And you can maybe give this a go. And if you decide to ever paint something like crazy and wild and wonderful that looks like this, send me a picture. I want to see what I inspired you to do. I think that, it's a lot of fun to see how you can change this look and make it work for you, because it's so much fun. It's so much fun to get crazy and paint wild and crazy colors. Here we go. Moving you back in your spot, and I will go over everything I did today before I let you go. All right, so we have the wild and crazy telephone table that is going Tim Burton, Mad Hatter, a little spooky Halloween. I started with a base of aubergine on these really funky little claw feet, and we are going to move up into this gorgeous, beautiful amethyst that you see here, and we finished it off with Lucky Lavender. I did the drawer in Holy Guacamole. I'm probably gonna have to do another coat, and it's gonna be striped in gold. I did keep the original hardware. I'm a big fan of keeping original hardware when you can. This is kind of a dirty looking gold, but I actually don't mind it because this is gonna be spooky. Remember, we're gonna spook it up. I'm gonna probably put black wax in here. There's gonna be stripes. It's gonna get crazy. So I think I'm gonna leave this kind of dirty looking hardware because I like it. So, Lucky Lavender, Amethyst, Aubergine, Holy Guacamole, and you guys today got a sneak peek. You got your little sneak preview of the new silk all-in-one mineral paint that is coming to the United States in January. If I missed any questions, I will come back and answer them. I'm sorry if I missed them. I do a lot of talking. Sorry, a lot of talking and even more painting. I will not be able to finish this today, but there's also going to be some gorgeous things going over here on the feet. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the feet very well. We're going to do some really delicious the new gemstone mousse that is coming next month, I believe. It will be released very soon, and you're going to be able to try this. The mousse is really fabulous because it has a shimmer and a shine, and you're able to do some really amazing things with it. It's not a wax, okay? You need to shake it and apply it. It goes on more like a paint, but it has a really cool little iridescent shine to it. So I'm gonna come in here with the feet and add this shine. I think I'm gonna do it in red as well because red and purple is complementary colors, super cute together, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you wanna see me finish paint this, you need to come over to my Facebook page and follow me. I am Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA. I did link my page above my head, and I will finish this up live. We'll get crazy. We'll add some transfers. We'll get some stripes. I'm gonna gel stain the top. We'll get out our moonshine metallics, this little piece is going to have all of the things, and it's going to be spooktacular. Sorry. It's going to be spooky and fun and fabulous just in time for Halloween, which is a lot of fun. And I'm pumped and excited because I'm doing Halloween, y'all, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen at my house. All right? So I will see you next week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. here on the Dixie Belle Paint page. But don't forget to come over, like and follow my page, the Top Drawer RVA, and we will finish this together. I won't do it without you, all right? I'll keep you in the loop. So, any questions, as always, please send me a message. I'm always happy to help. Thank you very much, Dixie Belle, for letting me crash your page today and have some fun, spooky painting. And I will come back in and answer other questions. All right? Stay tuned. Work in progress. See you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Have a fabulous day.